Hello everyone, and welcome to our new devlog update. On the occasion of leaving the early access later this year, we want to share our plans for reaching that milestone and tell you what needs to be done in Gloria Victis MMO to achieve it. Some of the biggest additions to the game will be a reshaped game world, which will be delivered in the following weeks, and significant changes to the approach to guild content and state of war sieges. We want to give the player a choice if he prefers his endgame content to be more focused around guilds or nations, and give even smaller guilds a field to fight and develop, also that the game can withstand the influx of new players and ensure a lot of interesting activities for everyone to choose from. During the early access stage of development, we were able to deploy over 300 regular updates and likely 3 times more smaller fixes. It wasn't easy to maintain such high momentum all the time, especially being a small independent studio, but the continuous support from our awesome community keeps giving us the power boost we need. A lot has happened over the past months, including the introduction of mounts, throwing weapons, improved combat system and reforged economy, additions to all world events locations and completely new ones, full rework of the game interface, and delivery of cross-server tournaments. Let's get some details of the changes applied over the last months. Let's start with the combat improvements we introduced at the end of the last year. To make combat more dynamic, faster and enjoyable, we have presented a rework of the combat interface. All the important information is now shown better in a more intuitive way on the screen. The combat system was also updated as we sped up the combat and balanced it better when it comes to blocking enemy strikes with a weapon. Weapon blocks received their resistance, as does blocking with a shield, with the addition of resistance regeneration while hitting an enemy. This simple improvement to the combat system made skirmishes and battles more dynamic, as players were encouraged to exchange hits more frequently. Along with the introduction of weapons resistance, we sped up the swings of the attacks in the game. Reducing the time from the execution of an attack action to dealing damage has already proven to make fights and duels much more interesting and enjoyable. And as we are already talking about enjoyable features, we should mention the special moves of a few weapon types. We want each role on the battlefield to be a unique experience and suit your chosen playstyle. We have introduced lance bracing stances for cavalry and pikemen, so you can duel like a real knight in the jousting arena or perform an epic charge on the enemy positions. But be careful, as well-positioned infantry in a phalanx formation with lowered pikes can cool your enthusiasm and interrupt the attack. Other than that, knives, one-handed axes and one-handed spears also received a special move. You can throw them at your enemy. A well-experienced spearman or axeman unit can now perform a ranged attack that will for sure do some damage to the enemy defenses. Throwing weapons can be also used to counter archers on the walls, while your friends are approaching with siege engines under the gates. It is also great fun to finish off a wounded enemy with a well-aimed throw. Respect of your fellow players is guaranteed. Regarding the game world, players have many more places to visit on their journey, as over the last months we have been filling the breathtaking world of Gloria Victis with numerous new locations. They vary a lot, from 2 new tournament maps, through brand new outposts and settlements, to charming villages placed on the capital's suburban areas. There are also dozens of new events in which players can take part to earn fame, spoils of war, and face mighty creatures or bloodthirsty opponents. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, We are currently working on the game world overhaul, but reusing the existing lands and locations to prepare an entirely changed layout of the Stoneholm Island, where the conquest takes place. While exploring, you will find abandoned mines full of resources, which have chances to spawn the rarest crafting materials. Adding such events will greatly help regain the stability of the metallurgic resources market and increase the worth of magnetite and siderite. The Frontier Pass is a world event unlike any other. Ready yourself for a heroic defense in the no man's land, defending a caravan transporting precious wares. Be sure to make the best use of all available war devices, including not only the good old catapult and ballista, but also the Emperor's Flames. Tactics and teamwork are crucial here, as you'll face the mightiest beast the southern tribes have at their command. And here's the trick. Contrary to any other activity, you will have to cooperate with enemy players. Yet fight with them on newly added tournament maps. We already have 3 different Valley of Death maps, each one dedicated to matching each of the available nations' themes. In one of the most recent updates, we managed to make tournaments easily available for all players between different regions' servers. And we are happy to see hundreds of you taking your chances to get to the top of the event ladders to earn fame and glory. Each tournament is different, as we have introduced various affixes that change the goal and win conditions for them. Players that are willing to participate in the event are voting for their favorite mode from 3 randomly chosen by the system. We believe it is neat to meet other server players more often and test their combat capabilities, so join the events and have fun. Last but not least, we've made huge improvements to territory control, guild content, and character development in-game. Thanks to the full user interface overhaul, we were able to introduce various new features, among others character progression trees, giving players more short and long-term tasks and targets, as well as decreasing the entry threshold to various game systems. There's a lot of new activities like treasure hunting, new world events, and quests. We're also preparing a lot of fun minigames for fishing, cooking, crafting and horse taming, and you will soon be able to breed farm animals. The guild system was remade to be even more interesting and enjoyable. Guilds can now benefit from recently introduced technologies that they can develop. There are new objects to be built and upgraded as well. Each gives either military or economic benefits to the guild controlling the given location. The new guild system is the introduction to the upcoming changes, which are related to the instanced guild castles, where we want to give all guilds the possibility to have their location to build, develop and fight for. These are some of the biggest recent changes to the world of Gloria Victis, and some of the changes to come for guild control and map design. Much more is still on the way, so stay tuned. Gloria Victis is and has been in an ever-changing state of improvement and expansion, with the players' feedback being a big help in improving and advancing the game further, so we're always happy to have you around in our journey. As always, thanks for watching, and see you in battle. Join the living world of Gloria Victis MMORPG today.